Hey there, this is our 1980 Airstream International. It's 31 feet. When we bought it 8 years ago, it was still mostly original, but it was in great shape. So as soon as we bought it, we kind of hit the ground running with it, but we've modified it over the years so that it meets our needs in the different stages that we've been in. So come on in and I'll show you around. Door. All right, so when you enter, this is our very multi-use area, but we love it. So this is actually almost a California king size bed. Our bed is bigger here than it is at our house. And you'll see later in the video, this is also our living space, but here it is made up of the bed. We had these cushions custom made and they're so very comfortable. Originally, this was a jackknife sofa. So again, when we bought it, it was totally usable. The sofa fit us well and it made into a bed, but it wasn't as comfortable and exactly what we wanted. So after some trips and saving some funds, we built this area how it is now. All right, come on through. I call this Evan land. He works for himself, and so he needs space. Now, while his desk is much larger at home, he built this in, so he has a designated spot to charge all his things. There's usually mini cords over here to charge his things, to have a workspace where we tell the kids, you know, don't touch that. And then also, I mean, you're out in the wild, but you want to watch a movie at night. So, TV. There are a couple things I'll show you when we travel come down. We can get this going in about 10 minutes. So many things that are on the walls. Hot glue has been our biggest win, I guess, getting decor to stay. Just because we're in here part-time, I still want it to be pretty in the couple months that we're in it. So the TV just unscrews with 2 bolts on the back, and that's something that just gets put on the bed when we travel. Da-da-da. Again, this is a mix of old and new. So this is the original kitchen. We just painted the cabinets white. So all of this was exactly how it was. The stove actually, knock on, I'd say wood, but works amazingly, and the best homemade pizza is made in this oven. And so we're praying it just keeps on keeping on. So again, we painted the cabinets white, but outside of this is the original walls. We've obviously over here, we've taken down. Obviously over here, we've taken down the valances that came with it and added these curtains. I sewed these. Don't look close, they're not that great, with some blackout on the back. But that was an easy project that we just did one weekend. Again, the balances that came with it were fine. It just wasn't what we wanted decor-wise long term. So that was an easy project. That was, I mean, this was some overstock fabric somewhere, pretty cheap. Obviously, I gotta have my coffee. So there are 2 things in the kitchen that we always take: my coffee pot and Evan's ice maker. So when we travel, coffee pot goes in the sink, ice maker gets bungeed. The bungee cord just stays here. It gets bungeed to the back. So those are quick ways we get things ready. Microwave is bolted to the back. It's not going anywhere. So again, when we travel, 2 of our favorite bougie needs are ready to go. And as soon as we park, we can plug those. This stays plugged in. This just comes out of the sink and is plugged in easily. And we have 2 of our favorite things. This is the original, what's this called? Refrigerator. These are actually whiteboards. We covered up the ugly brown paneling with whiteboards because the refrigerator and freezer worked well. They were just kind of ugly. So again, when we bought it, it was usable. And then we realized, hey, we could get some whiteboard at like Home Depot and just cut it and put it in there. Bathroom. Dun, dun, dun. Bathroom. Original shower. Oftentimes, if we're at a campground with a bathhouse, then we go to the bathhouse to take showers. There's 6 of us. And obviously this bathroom is a hallway, which is good and bad for different things. So it's just easier if we're at a campground with a bathhouse to run and take a shower. But if not, we have it. Works great. It's fine. Dun, dun, dun. Mix of old and new here in the bathroom. Newer toilet. This is not the 1980 toilet, and obviously not a 1980 sink. We actually busted our sink about a year ago. The original sink had worked great for almost 40 years, and then a picture actually fell off the wall and busted it. So I wanted a prettier sink anyway. This sink came offline for a pretty affordable cost. Someone actually gave us this wood and we just stained it, and Evan redid this part of the counter. We go back and forth. Eventually we kind of like to redo all this, but it's perfectly functional. Works well. Storage. This is mine and Evan's wardrobe here and here. This is original door. These doors were replaced thanks to the Louisiana roads about 7 years ago that took these doors off. Little things like hooks added, easy project. We screwed them into the wood. But when we've got towels, bathing suits to dry, there. These are actually, it's messy in here because we've been living out of it. But it's fairly large. This has two sides, folding here, hanging here. Again, it's more space than we need, so we leave nothing behind. One thing we like about this being in the middle is, like Cruz at night, he's going to bed earlier than the rest of us. He's almost 2. He needs more sleep. He can go to bed in the back. We pull the curtains. They're not true doors, obviously. Boop. But they are thick fabric, so you're not seeing through, and it does block some of the sound. But I'm doing great at that. But we can put him to bed and the rest of us can keep doing what we're doing, watching a movie, playing a game, that kind of thing. If someone else isn't feeling well and wants to lay down and the rest of us are in front. So it does give a nice little separation and gap. The downside is if somebody's changing or going to the bathroom, you're just kind of on a hold in the room when you're where you are until they get done. Come on through. This is the kids' room. Originally, this was 2 twin beds. And again, when we bought it, 2 twin beds worked. And at that point, we had a 5 and a 6-year-old and a baby, and we just threw a pack and play in. And then we built, I didn't build it, Evan and a buddy built it. We built these bunks to meet our needs. That time we actually only had 3 kids, but it made sense while building to go and do a 4th bunk. And at that time, the bunk was storage. Well, now, surprise, we have a 4th child and the bunk was already there. We also it gives floor space for them to play or whatever. 1 bucket of toys, bucket of diapers, everything stored under the beds. We just put their stuff in laundry baskets. There's no need for fancy storage for kids that are not going to obey the fancy storage rules. So each kid has a laundry basket that they just pull out. Essentially, when we pack, they have a list of what we need. When your laundry basket's full, then we prioritize. But it has given them plenty of space and room to pack all their things, even for 2-month trips, because we have laundry. This is our linen closet. Let's skip the linen closet. Our dirty clothes, towels, extra sheets, and blankets all go in here. So here, the kids' 4 bunks. This bed down here is actually a full twin. So we've had times when adults have gone with us and we've given them this is the most comfortable bed in the camper. And we've given them this bed and the kids have rearranged. Something else we did, actually when Phoenix was a baby, and now it works for Cruz, we added this net and it is permanently attached under the bed here. And then baby goes to sleep at night, Cruz currently. And then it has snaps that we attach to this wood almost under the mattress here. And then it snaps all the way down. Boom, it's kind of a pack and play situation. So obviously he can breathe and move and get around, but he's not crawling out in the middle of the night at almost 2 because he's Houdini and likes to explore. And this has been a great option for 2 of our younger kids. And then during the day, just tuck it in up here and they can crawl up and down and play. One thing that I love about the camper is each night, their routine is the same. It doesn't matter where we are, their bed is the same. We have never left a favorite teddy bear or blanket or Kindle in a hotel room because they slept with it the night before in the same bed that they're going to bed in the next day. So they can have all their favorite stuffed animals and blankets with them because their bed is their bed for the trip.
You look real gray.
I'm sweating in my bed.
All right, so this is where the bed was. I'd say it's about a 3-minute process converting it each way. So this was the bed, the table goes down. So these legs come out, they just pop up and unscrew. And then this table rests on these braces, and then these back cushions fill in the spots. And so a lot of times before we put sheets on and stuff at night, the kids just like it to be almost a big sofa bed to lay down and watch movies. And then during the day, obviously there's room, plenty of room for all of us to sit and eat. This chair easily goes from Evan's desk to here, and there's plenty of room for all of us. And we've had friends join us too, to surround the table, eat meals, play games. This is easy enough setup to convert that the kids know how to do it. So a lot of times if we're cooking or doing something else, they can get the bed converted to the table or vice versa. When Evan built this, we wanted to maximize on storage. And so the L-shaped couch that was here, while it was okay, the only storage you had was above it. So with this, the entire thing is storage. So coolers, camping chairs under here. So a lot of the stuff that we want with us, but we don't need all the time, is easily accessible here. Also, you can totally take down this table and it goes in a storage spot back here. So if you just kind of want an L-shaped couch without the table in the way, that's an option as well. He really just kind of drew this up on paper and measured. Something that I love that is so simple, but is this cut out for a basket. Nasty shoes get left at the door. We just spent 2 weeks in the desert. It was so much dust. So the shoes going in the basket that's caught by one of these with fabric inside, an open basket would not have kept in the dirt. And deposit your shoes, and shoes go in there. So simple, but one of my favorite things is that that wasn't a full piece of wood for the cutout. And then again, storage all the way across here. One of the great things about Airstreams are all the windows. And so our biggest windows are here. We're in Texas, it gets hot. So we currently have in light reflectors behind our blackout curtains, just doing our best to keep it cool in here during the day. But thankfully we have other large windows, so even when those are shut, there's still a lot of light and air that can come through.
All right, so I'm gonna walk you around the outside of the camper. So we have this 1980 International Airstream. It's been pretty solid. We haven't had any issues, major issues with it. The one thing we did just have, we have been in the craziest windstorm in North Texas, driving on the road, not even parked with it out, but the awning. So we had an awning up top here that actually got ripped off driving down the road, and it thankfully didn't make a lot of damage, but I had to fix some holes where the rivets got ripped out, and I had to replace the air conditioner cover. But that's the I don't think it's the original air conditioner, but it's at least 30 years old, so it's pretty old, but it still works great. It's just one air conditioner in this camper. A lot of the newer ones have two, but unless we're like in just a super hot sunny area, the one works pretty well. So anyway, basically it's we have a basic battery setup up here in the front. It's not anything special, and then we have the 2 propane 40-pound tanks under the cover with I use this stabilizer hitch when we travel, and it just helps keep everything stable riding down the road. Yeah, so right now it looks pretty bad with the silver reflectors in it, but it keeps it from getting so hot inside. This was to keep it from breaking when the wind was so strong. I mean, it's pretty basic out here. Original fridge access. I did replace the water intake here and this power intake, power plugs port the other day. Just they were getting old, and that one the door had broken on that, and that was leaking a little bit on the outside. But then we've got storage out here for all the stabilizers and everything. I use X-Chocks on the wheels normally, and I've got a lot on there too. Crank down stabilizers on the back. I mean, it's an old Airstream. It's all original stuff for the most part. And in the bumper back here, it's got a place for the septic pipes and everything like that. We don't have hookups here, so I don't have it hooked up. But yeah, so this is the basic everything we've done. We got a state map on the back, and so this is we put Hawaii because we're never going to Hawaii, so we just went and filled it in. But the other states, we've been to all the states. We've been to Hawaii, but not in the camper. we hope to go to Alaska. We've not done Indiana, Michigan, Wisconsin, or Minnesota in the camper. Done all the rest. So this thing's been all over the country. It's also been into Canada. I couldn't find a map, but it's been to British Columbia, Alberta, and Saskatchewan also. It's been great, and this is where we've traveled with it. And usually I can get stuff outside done in 10 minutes or so, hooking up the power, the water, the sewer, stabilizers, chocks, switching the fridge from gas to electric, all that kind of stuff. Turning the water heaters electric. I'm sorry, the water heater's gas. I actually had to replace it. The old one went out, so it's a new water heater, but I got the same model and it fit in the same spot. And it's electric start with gas water heater. So it's great, works fine. And yeah, we can get it set up pretty quick. And so I just wanted to kind of give you a tour of the outside after Megan showed you the inside, and just kind of just show you some examples of what we do and how we travel with it, where we can be set up and how we can break down pretty quickly, and just kind of see how we have our camper set up. Hopefully this gives you some ideas and inspiration on things you can do when you're looking for a camper, if you're wanting an old camper like this, or if you're looking for a new one, just different things that we have that work for us.